Hello, we'll be looking at Edpuzzle today with Lee Ann Yonkers. Edpuzzle is one of my favorite tools in the classroom. It's a great way of having students tune into a video and then test their knowledge, make sure they're aware of the content before you're ready to proceed forward. The platform has come a long way and has grown tremendously. So I thank Leanne for letting us learn from her. And without further ado, I'll let her kind of show this off. Thank you.
So let's go take a look at my Edpuzzle. All right, this is my Edpuzzle account. You can see that I have my classes over here to the side, and then you can see the assignments that I have given them. Here is where my content, it will save the videos that you have created. So these are videos that I have created, and I have added questions to, have trimmed, put in voiceovers, things like that. So looking at your classes, you can see when you assign it to them, you can give them a due date. You can see what percentage your class is getting. So, and right here where it says progress, this is where you're going to see how your kids are doing. So, I'm going to show you this because the grades on this are really super because they attempted it multiple times. Now it automatically defaults to this homework view. And this is fine. You can see, who's watched it, what their score was. And then if you need to reset it for them, you can do that right here. But what I really love is in classroom. This is super to have up on the board, and literally you can watch these bars grow as the students are working. So you can see that all of these students have completed the video here in this left-hand column, and then you can see their score. And again, we talk about how we're striving for excellence, 80% or higher. Sometimes I'll have kids who make a 90 or whatever, and they'll say, no, I can do better. I'm going to do it again. And it's so nice to see those kids really striving for excellence and pushing themselves to improve and grow their brains. And so that is a really nice way. And, I just have a little wireless clicker that I carry around in my pocket in my classroom. And I'm like, all right, babe. And I reset you and it puts them back up at the top. And then they just try it all over again. So that is one feature that I absolutely love. Now, I've included some examples here for you. In my social studies classroom, we are huge Mr. Betts fans. If you are a social studies teacher and you have not checked out Mr. Betts on YouTube, go now. Like run, like your hairdo is on fire because he is amazing. And so at the end of the year before testing, I created an ed puzzle for them with one of Mr. Betts' end of the year. It's called his American Rhapsody Super Review. So I'm just going to play you a little snippet here and see how you prevent skipping so they can't skip through. And so they're all plugged in with their headphones and they're watching this video. And as they're watching it, they're going to get up to the first question. And you can see the little green question mark indicates where the questions are. And so it pauses the video, pops up the question, which statement best describes the French and Indian War? They would choose their answer. All right. So I'm just going to pick one. And then they hit submit and it tells them, oh no, you got it wrong. Here's the correct answer. You can either rewatch that segment or you can continue on to the next question. So, immediate feedback and really interesting ways to display content to your students. So, I've also included another one. At a certain point of the year, we have guidance, and when testing comes, of course, our guidance counselor is our building facilitator for testing. So she kind of has to stop her guidance lessons. But for my fifth graders, that's something that they still needed. So we, made lessons on guidance time when we would typically be scheduled for a guidance lesson, and she wasn't available. I made an ed puzzle for them and talked, there's so many motivational videos on YouTube. And so we use those. And some of these had a lot of short answer questions that I could go in and review and I could comment back to them as the teacher, to kind of get them to dig a little bit deeper and think about some of those meaningful questions that were in here. So just really great ways to get that formative assessment using ed puzzle.
Thank you so much for that, Leanne. And that tool is ever growing. And she talked about that immediate feedback for students and that communication tool in there for that blended classroom where you can release a student to learn something. And if they mess up, you can actually give feedback parts to that. So with my math students, when they were watching a math video, if they miss something, you can actually have it say feedback and explain how to do it, or provide a link or something like that to send them to where they can learn more about it. And so definitely a great tool, great way to manage your classroom, where you're giving students that option to kind of test their knowledge and not just get stuck watching a video and not actually engaging with it. So thank you again, and I look forward to hearing back from everybody. And teachers, definitely reach out and try this tool out. This is one of the best ones. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out some of our additional videos, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell so you can keep up to date with all future content. Thank you.